Hey, everybody, you want to listen all the way through to this episode of 90s now because we're going to find out why Kelly's parents told her she should be having more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're going to find out how the youngster of the group actually managed to teach us a new word.
Always there for you, ladies. Enjoy the show, everybody.
Hey, everybody, I'm Sharon. That's Kelly. That's Adam.
Hello.
Hello.
That's Adam.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, you know what? We'll talk about a 90s classic empowering rockin' anthem that's getting some brand new life. Also going to gush a whole lot more about this ultimate concert in the round that's happening in Vegas and how it's going to keep on going just a little bit longer. And along with Kelly's trivia to keep us humble and sharp. Your 90s Rewind will give you all the good feels with a handful of songs from one year in our favorite decade. And you know what? This new book that Britney Spears has written covers all kinds of information and a lot from when she was quite young. You know what? So let's start there, you guys. This memoir is called The Woman in Me, which there's a lot, like I said, the pregnancy, which I don't think we discussed yet, right?
No,
we haven't. The news came out right after we recorded our last episode, so we did not have the chance to talk about it.
It's an eyebrows up sort of conversation because she talks about, getting pregnant, her and Justin. I keep on going to say Justin Bieber. It's not the Biebs. It's Justin Timberlake.
20 years earlier.
Yeah, right. So they were really young. And that they both agreed that they were too young to have a baby, but that she kind of admits that she, if left to making her own decisions, which we have learned in the past few years she wasn't in the position to do, that she would have kept it. And I think that hindsight is 2020, obviously, and especially in a situation like this, you're thinking very emotionally about having to make a call like that, But imagine a little mini Mickey Mouse Club member.
I imagine. And as of our recording, the book actually dropped today. And then also as of our recording, JT has not responded to this.
Well, I imagine he's probably a little tired of responding to things from his, technically his childhood. And I would venture to say that he probably doesn't want to take attention away from the new NSYNC that from my eyes, I haven't seen getting much more attention than what it did that first week. Yeah. Have you seen a lot?
Well, we're playing the song on Virgin.
Very good.
I think I heard it. I spent an hour in my car last weekend listening to radio. I think I've heard it 4 or 5 times within the hour amongst different radio stations in this city.
It's super catchy. And I think, like, from what I understand, and I have a little bit of an ear to the ground in the fact that, like, somebody in Justin's camp had said that his album is coming out before the end of this year. So he's for sure going to tour next year. So then I think they're going to have to wait. Like, the boys will have to wait again for NSYNC to be able to do stuff, because he's for sure going to tour. Because he hasn't toured since, it's been a while. Like, I know the last time I saw him was 2014. I think he did go out after that.
I did see him after 2014 for his Man of the Woods tour.
Oh, Man of the Woods, right.
So that might have been 2017, 2018.
Yeah, so he's due.
Yeah.
Wow. I think it was 2014 when I saw him.
Sorry, did you see him?
I think it was 2014 when I saw him.
And he's also the one that Sharon and I think Adam has talked about this before. He famously said that, Vegas essentially is for where you go to die. And so he will probably tour as opposed to just go to Vegas, even though we know it works very well for a lot of people.
Well, I wonder if he would, if he's eating his words now, because
I think he is.
We're going to talk about U2 and the success that they are having and the minds that they are blowing with their residency in Vegas. Clearly not, going there to die. But back to Britney's book for a sec. What I thought was really cool was that the article that we read showed that picture of the Mickey Mouse Club and talked, and she obviously, that's her very beginnings, and the friendships that she made. She was 11 years old, right? So she talked about how being in the show was like boot camp for the entertainment industry. What they did was extensive dance rehearsals, singing lessons, acting lessons, time in the recording studio, and regular old school in between. And how could it have been regular old school when you've got many versions of Britney herself, Justin Timberlake, JC Chazé, Christina Aguilera, who's got Carrie Russell, and all her beautiful hair from when she was, I guess, considered to be an elder for Britney Spears at that time. Her hair was incredible. You can see why she wasn't a swimmer, though.
Yeah.
Too much hair. Not enough bathing cap to cover that. Ryan Gosling, too. It's funny to see the mini-me versions of themselves as kids. But the success that came out of that school of the entertainment industry is really very impressive.
They're probably like the most successful quote unquote class.
Yeah, that's true. True that. So today, as per this recording, the book is available. The Woman in Me.
Have you bought it yet? Does any of you have the book?
No.
All right.
I do.
I figure we're going to get enough of it through her posts. And it's a very adult cover on that book, too.
Well, you're still going to read it, right? Are you?
Am I? I'm not going to read it now.
Okay. Kelly?
Are you?
I possibly will. I don't I mean, right now I'm way behind on any book, so it's not at the top of my list. And also I feel like, but I have to say I did read People Magazine got an exclusive excerpt from it. Just like recently, whatever, before the book dropped, and I did read that, and I did find she has a good co-writer, I guess, or whoever was helping guide the ship, because
ghostwriter.
Yeah, it's you keep her they've managed to keep her on the rails.
That's good.
Because I was a bit worried. Well, I knew they'd have to have somebody professional that understands writing. Like you and I just can't write a book also. There's a craft to it.
I think I could.
There's a definite craft to it.
Where do we start?
Yeah. But I just because I was worried because I think because we're so used to her Instagram posts where it's very disjointed, a lot of her commentary, and so I was worried that the book might not flow as well. But in the excerpt I read, it flowed very well. So hopefully,
I'm not opposed to reading the book. I just, like Kelly, have a list of books that I am backlogged on that maybe one day down the line I'll read it.
Yeah, I'm wondering if she's also going to talk about the virtues of Africa, like Prince Harry, because then
that's what got you into it.
I don't think she did, but like I said in Prince Harry's book, he really made me want to go visit Africa. So,
well, imagine to Harry's book for a second, that whole Africa thing, and that she went and visited him, not Britney, but Megan.
Yeah.
In that way,
that rumor,
your first date / vacation away, and you're in a tent,
Yeah.
You learn quick if you're going to get along.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially if you're in the safari area of Africa, you wouldn't want to mess that up. So
yeah, totally.
Well, I'll try to read Britney's book, and I'll get back to you.
We'd like your review, Adam.
I will. Well,
be your assignment.
Breaking news: my most recent, let's call it situationship.
Situationship. I love that.
That's what the young people call relationships these days.
Wow.
Romantic relationships when it starts. So my recent situationship just went and bought the book this morning. So if I can keep it going for 2 more weeks, maybe I'll get a
free peek at the book.
I'll get a free peek at the book. Yeah.
That's what happens when you're in a situationship. You need incentives like free books.
There you go. He's got me hooked.
I hope that word is going into the Webster dictionary for 2023, because that's a good.
I love it.
Should.
Relation.
That was news a few weeks back, that what was it, 600 or 300 something, a lot of words went into the dictionary. And I sort of think a word like situationship, I think you just know what it means.
Yeah.
And so socially, if you don't know, socially someone will inform you. You will be able to figure it out. Does it need to be in the dictionary?
Right.
It's just, I think that there could be those words that you just know.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I was actually appalled that there was like 600 words going in. I'm like, who has created 600 new words? Like, I think like maybe 9 for the year. Like, maybe that's enough.
But they're all those words that are fun to hear the first time, maybe a few times, and people sort of latch onto them. Like, I am totally going to be using situationship again.
Yeah. Because remember when bling was like the word du jour?
What word?
Bling.
Oh yeah.
That like like Hotline Bling, the Drake song?
Yeah, like that was like 2013-ish, 2012, 2013-ish.
It's celebrating its 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
It should buy itself some bling.
Yeah.
I could go on all night.
Yeah.
But nobody wants that. So why don't we get into some trivia?
Yay.
Let's do it. Oh wait, I don't have the theme ready. Wait.
What?
Wait. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
90s. Now, trivia.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
That was a close one.
Phew. We survived.
We're starting this particular trivia episode, if you will, with our segment with hobbies, toys, and games, which sounds easy, but not.
It never is.
No.
All I know is I got one right answer last show. Yeah. So I'm on a roll.
Keep that in your pocket.
Fingers crossed, little Adam. So, and I'm actually anxious to hear if you guys have heard of these, because I never even heard of these. So
great.
Gigapets.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Gigapets were created to complete with which virtual pet game?
Is it like a board game or is it a?
It says virtual pet game, so it must have been. I don't know if it was like on.
I know this too.
So it had to be on like a gaming system.
Yeah. Like a Game Boy.
Yeah. Oh, I even forgot that word, Game Boy.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Dictionary.
Oh, you haven't heard of the answer?
I had heard of it kind of when I read it. I was like, oh yeah, I think I've heard this word before.
So it ain't Tamagotchi.
It is.
Yeah. What do you mean you've never heard of a Tamagotchi?
You've never heard of a and if I may, the English version, Tamagotchi.
There you go.
Where was I and why wouldn't I know this?
You were in your hip hop clothes.
Yeah, I was. And
because I didn't have a lot of 90s games, but I had a Tamagotchi when I was younger.
I was considering buying one for my nephews, I think.
Yeah, I must have just been.
Otherwise, I was in the clubs.
I was going to say, Kelly was in the clubs. Who are we kidding? Kelly was not in the clubs. Kelly was doing homework. Did I ever tell you guys that when I came home to visit my parents from university, they actually told me that I should be having more fun? They're like,
duh.
They're like, you're a bit stressed about all of this, and like, we know you're gonna do fine, so you can like let loose a little. And then my grandmother told me I should. She's like, can't you just fail a class? Like,
that's funny because for the longtime listener of this podcast, they know the percentage that you graduated with. But maybe for the newbies, you should remind everybody when you graduated from school what your average was.
3.98.
3.98.
Yeah.
Wow.
Grade point average. So, I mean,
is that what we call in French la cote R?
I don't know.
No, sorry. So that was your that was in college, right? In university, you're 3.98. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Yeah.
So imagine. I mean, I remember bugging Kelly saying, "Well, what happened to that 0.02? Like, what did you do? You couldn't get to the 4."
I know that the average now, the highest score you can get is 4.3. I know it's a weird system, but it goes all the way to 4.3. I don't know if it was the case back when you were in school.
No, it was a 4.0 as far as I remember.
You think if it was a 4.3, she would have got a 3.98?
Yeah.
No.
You're probably right, Shannon. I'm sorry. I apologize.
And do you think that she's not thinking how she could still get 4.3 now that we brought it up? Back to school, Kelly.
You know what's funny? Last thing before I move on, it's like my reoccurring dream that I have, like, I'm not joking, every like 3 to 6 months is I dream that I'm back in Toronto at Ryerson and I'm having to make this decision about like moving home to Montreal or staying in Toronto. And it's always like such a tough, like I wake up upset usually. Like it's real. And it's like for years now, it's like, it's like it's either that version or I'm still in Toronto in school and university, and I'm having to make a decision like what's my career going to be. But it's like it's weird because I never have any other dream like this. It's always like this. So
I've had a couple of return trips to the high school cafeteria, which is where our dances were, and I'm in my pajamas.
That's fun.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Because as an adult revisiting the high school dance in my pajamas, it's weird.
You might be arrested for that, Sharon.
Yeah. Who's that lady?
Yeah.
I go here. Oh my God.
Here we are. Well, that's enough of that. Trivia question number 2 is finishing out this purple sporting card.
Oh shoot, we'll miss that card.
And we won't miss this card. What was Jerry Rice's shirt number when he was on the San Francisco 49ers? So his jersey number.
Sharon.
Go, Sharon.
19.
What? Sharon, it's iconic. Like,
is it? Is it though? Maybe it isn't.
Oh, little Sharon. Anyways, go little.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go for 90.
Oh, super close actually, but no, 80.
It would have been so like, good all intertwined with the 90s.
It would have been. Yep. But actually, it's funny because Adam, I don't know if you could quickly check this, but now in hindsight, I realize that I think a lot of receivers, no matter which team, because he's a receiver, I think they're always in the 80s. Like that's their number, because Michael Irvin for the Cowboys was 88. Like a lot of receivers, I think that's their number range is in the 80s and maybe 90s. So, yeah. Anyways, so good.
I'm trying to look if there's a.
Now the equivalent of that is someone's email that has their name and a number at the end. You're like, is that the year you were born?
Well, yeah. that's the only reason I know what year Kelly was born in.
But it's not. But it's wrong. I faked you.
It's not.
No, I put that on purpose.
Wow. Because mine's at the end of my email address.
Yeah, because I knew, and when I made it, I was like, I don't want any identity theft or people figuring out that that's my year, so I changed it.
Did you make yourself younger or older?
Older by 2 years.
Well, now I know what year you were born in.
Just always remember, I'm 9 years younger than Sharon.
And my year is not in my email, so.
Yeah, smart move, Sharon. Aren't
Thank you?
You're the real Sharon Hyland at we won't say.
I'm the Sharon Hyland.
Yeah.
Sharon, you were born in the 60s?
I was. Good math. That took you like a solid 20 seconds. So.
Yeah.
I saw your eyes going up, going chicka chicka chicka.
I just wanted to be 100% sure before saying something.
Yeah, I was.
That would have made you a lot older than you were. Wow.
Yeah, no, she's not in Madonna's decade. We're good.
No.
Yeah.
Looks like you were born in the 80s. You're still good.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
She was in the clubs.
I was in the clubs.
Yeah.
Are we in the club? You know what? Talk about this 90s anthem that's getting a bunch of attention lately, like significant attention. And it's not surprising that that in both of these occasions that both of these women have paid tribute to Alanis Morissette. Mm-hmm. One being Pink, who had Alanis on stage with her at a show recently, where they did the song You Ought to Know, but also Kelly Clarkson had her on, and they did like that dissection of the song segment, and then did a sort of a slowed down, really cool version of You Ought to Know, and it sounded amazing. Kelly Clarkson is, Alanis Morissette we'll get to in a second, but side note, Kelly Clarkson is gifted as a vocalist. She knows her craft. She knows music.
Yep.
And she's able to put herself in a situation musically in a song that is perfection. Yep. It's incredible to watch. I like that. One of the things I thought was cool about her Alanis on the show was that she talked about the Jagged Little Pill album, and when she was recording it and after she recorded it, her landlord at the time, she had since revisited the landlord who told her, I didn't like your album at the time. And she said, but now I'm divorced and I really love your album. Wow. Just that the gravitas that album had, especially in that section of time of Alanis's career, which, you know, she had made the jump from dance music, where she was kind of a young diva in Canada. And she sort of disappeared for a couple of years and came out exactly at the right time with Jagged Little Pill. And it's now, this many years later, become this reference point for female empowerment and people empowerment too, but certainly for young female artists that continue to look back and go, yeah, Alanis, you were that for me. And Pink, you can see in that segment of the show where she had her on her knees, sort of like really paying tribute to the greatness that is Alanis Morissette.
Here's an idea, because as we've discussed, that we should be hired out as music consultants for every label.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody should have the brainwave, because I actually asked this of Kelly Clarkson when I interviewed her earlier on this year, when she and Pink are going to do a collab, and it should be Pink, Kelly, Alanis.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Super group.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that Pink and Kelly Clarkson are friends. I think they're cut from the same cloth. And I think that they both get equally excited about being in each other's company.
Oh, yeah.
Which is nice. Because they've got a really great level of humility individually and then collectively as a result. One thing I thought was funny about the end of this segment with Kelly Clarkson and Alanis was that they finished the show and she basically like almost fell to the ground and like, I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah. And
then at the end of her show said, hey y'all, have a great day. Something to the effect of have a great day. And if you're not, well, I did. Like, oh, that's excited and potentially a turnoff, but mostly excited.
Love the Kelly Clarkson. Yeah.
Yeah, she's super jazzed. Now we touched a little bit about on U2 and being in Vegas and Justin Bieber. See again, the Bieber. JT Timberlake saying that you go to Vegas to die. He's got to be, chewing his words, because U2 not only blowing minds of people that are going to the show in the Sphere. It just looks amazing. They've also now added shows for January and February, which is really cool. So the first run of it will wrap in December on the 16th. And what they described as an overwhelming demand, they've added 11 shows for the beginning of the new year. And what I think it's cool, one of the things that we all were looking at was the images of like Tom Hanks and his wife, Rita Wilson, being at the show. And who was the other? It was Ed Sheeran.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Also there. I think it's amazing when you see the footage of the Sphere and what goes on there, how you could see even the person you went with to the show, no less spotting celebs in the audience. I find that amazing. It's such a like a controlled assault on your senses that how would you even know anybody was there aside from, the magic that's going on. So really cool that that's happening, and really cool that people are celebrating U2 in this way. You think?
I love that because we saw the list of celebrities and like it totally runs the gamut. Like it's like Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, Ed Sheeran, LeBron James, like, and then sprinkle in 90 Oprah, Gail King.
Oh,
was
yeah.
there. Like the list is endless, and I'm sure it will only add now that they've added more shows. But yeah, it's crazy to just see how many people want to see U2 in action. It's awesome.
Well, from my show, me and my co-host Jay are doing something it's called the U2 Power Hour on Show, and we play one song to get qualified to win tickets to that show on the 16th of December, and money to spend to put yourself up and get yourself there. Like I can say it, right? $3,500. So it's enough, right?
Yeah.
And at the beginning and end of every song that we play, you have to hear a U2 song. Phones light up.
Yeah.
Phones light up. And when you go through the calls and to get your, the right number, people are like, no, when they don't get it. They are, really interested in seeing for themselves what this Sphere show is all about. And you can't blame them. I have looked myself on packages and think I would need another job
Well, it's the whole trip, right? It's not just the ticket to the show. It's the whole thing.
And Vegas is awesome. I've been there a couple of times. I would highly recommend going.
Not the last few weeks though. They're prepping for the Formula One race in November.
Oh.
And I follow a bunch of I'll call them Vegas influencers, you know, and like just people that live in Vegas. And it sounds like it's a hot mess. The whole strip is not on lockdown, but there's constructions everywhere. They're building the stands.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Is this a new
well, yeah, I think it's
for that city?
Yeah, it's the first time they're having the race, at least in the latest few years. Wow. I don't know if it was ever in Vegas like 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Because normally
it's
first
time
Texas,
in recent history.
It's in Texas. Yeah.
They just had one in Texas.
Yeah, the Austin. Is it Austin? I think.
Yep.
They were in Cota, they call, so in Texas.
Yeah.
Last weekend they have one in Miami and now one in Vegas. So the states have three. Oh wow, 3 races.
Okay.
I wouldn't have thought that Vegas needed any more help getting people to go there.
Yeah.
Well, right now it seems like it's keeping people away. So we'll see when the race happens, and if it looks great and gives everybody the urge to go. But
imagine you're at the Sphere concert, seeing U2, and in the background you hear.
I was thinking, Sharon, maybe you could pay your way there if you ask Bono if you need to pull any cable for him in the band. When maybe you could.
I'll do it. All I need is a seat.
See, I would actually love to be in the back and see how it all comes together, because that looks cool also.
Yeah.
So, and if you're planning to go, I've seen from the same guy that talks about Formula One and how horrible it is. He went to the Sphere the other day, and he says if you're going to buy a ticket in the hundreds, so in the lower section,
yeah,
make sure you buy section 1 through 19, because if you buy section 20 and behind,
yeah,
the view is going to be hidden by the top, like the 200s and the 300s. So you won't get the whole Sphere. So if you're planning on buying tickets in the hundreds, row 1 to 19, super important.
Oh, thank you,
Adam.
That was my PSA of the day.
That's clutch, man.
That's clutch. Yeah.
Clutch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring that phrase back.
Bring that back. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's not at all creepy when you wink and flash the pistols. All right. I should say finger pistols for those that aren't watching us right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she flashed the pistols.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready for a 90s rewind?
Yeah.
We are going back to 1991.
Ready.
Imagine around this time in 1991 hearing a great big old ballad from a band called Firehouse called Love of a Lifetime. Huge hit for them. Well, it was a hit for them. Maybe it wasn't huge. Prior to that, Don't Treat Me Bad was a great, big, loud, amazing song. But Love of a Lifetime is a beaut. Now, Metallica and Guns N' Roses were kind of really close with each other on the charts around this time in 1991. Metallica's Enter Sandman, Guns N' Roses' Don't Cry. And it's likely because they were, enjoying each other's company on the charts that made them a great pairing for a tour that, much more of a draw for that to happen. And we all remember what happened on that tour. A lot of not good stuff. I think it was St. Louis was one problem city and an even bigger disaster here in Montreal.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the tour. Wow.
Yeah, that was the tour. And this was, we're in 1991 at this point. This was the summer of 1992. Yeah, not good. It's one of those shows that made the list of, moments in rock and roll that were horrible. Combine the heaviness of those two bands with Color Me Bad and I Adore Mi Amor.
Great
also, the smoothness of Prince and the New Power Generation and Cream. And on the top of the charts around this time in 1991, our girl, Mariah Carey and Emotions. That is your 90s rewind, you guys. I'm happy to have put Mariah in this bit because I think, Adam, you've seen Mariah live, yeah?
I have never seen Mariah live.
Oh.
You're imagining stuff.
Sorry, I haven't either, but that'll change for me in November when she comes to do her holiday show.
So you have your tickets, Kelly? Do you have your tickets?
I do.
Yeah.
Mommy Alexander and I are going to Wild and Out with Mariah Carey. Yep.
Super fantastic.
Not to do a full circle thing, but my situationship also has the tickets to Mariah's show.
So are you going?
I'm not invited yet. I'm not on the list.
Oh shoot!
So we'll see what happens.
Aim for this,
don't
Adam.
Mess it up, man.
Don't mess it up, Adam. You're gonna want to see this lady in action. That is
maybe don't call it a situationship when you're with them.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for the cue.
And bring a snack because she will be late to the stage. Just so you know.
But holiday late, right?
I've seen Rihanna 4 times. I know what it is to have someone late go on stage.
So 2 things before we wrap up quickly. I want to give a shout out to a listener, Harriet. Okay.
Hello.
She made sure to give us a mention on our YouTube channel, and she said how much she enjoyed watching the show and finding our station. So that was our podcast, if you will, our visual podcast.
Thank you, Harriet.
So very excited about that. And then also listener question from Jennifer. And Jennifer's question is, I love this one actually. Favorite celebrity couple of the 90s.
Ooh.
Adam, are you ready?
Can I go last?
Sure.
It's going to give me an extra 30 seconds to Google some stuff and make sure I don't say anything coming out of the 60s.
A lot of good came out of the 60s, Adam.
Yeah,
like you came out of the 60s.
Me. I'm gonna pick Michael J. Fox and Tracy Pollan.
That is a very classy choice, Sharon Hyland.
Thank you very much, because they are still together today.
Yep.
In that sort of defying Hollywood romance and relationships in that they don't last. They lasted. And
it's funny. It's funny that you chose that, because I also picked a lasting couple. Adam, do I go or still waiting?
No, you go. You go, Kelly.
David Beckham and Victoria Beckham.
Ooh, nice one.
Posh and Bex. Yeah. And just a quick honorable mention, just because I think I love how this is, and the fact that Bruce Willis, Demi Moore were together, obviously had kids, then didn't make it. We know he's not in a good situation right now, but I love that she's, from what I remember reading, she has moved back into the house to help be with him. And his new wife. I think they've been together 10 or 12 years at this point, but I believe it's like a family effort.
Yeah.
Help. And I love that they've been super supportive of each other even before all of this. They've been friends, and they spent like pandemic together, right? Like they were all living together. So honorable mention to Demi and Bruce.
Yeah.
And also Will and Jada.
Kelly's trying to help you out, Adam.
No, I'm ready. I've got an answer. I'm gonna go late 90s.
Okay.
With a big power couple.
I know who it is.
You do?
Maybe.
Okay, you go ahead.
I'll say, I'll just be honest and say it's not
Britney and Justin.
Okay.
Can I guess also after Sharon?
Okay, go ahead.
Guess that, Sharon.
Oh, you want me to guess first?
Yeah. Guess.
Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis.
No, but good one.
Thank
Were
you.
they dating in the 90s?
Probably not.
I feel like it might have been early 2000s.
Possibly.
You're probably right.
My guess is Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt.
You're too good.
Nice.
They're so hot together. God.
Yeah.
God.
Ooh, it's getting hot in here. I don't need a situationship anymore.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
He's got the tickets.
You're right. I forgot about it. And the book.
Yeah, exactly.
What were you doing at work? Nothing. No, I wasn't working on a podcast called 90's Now. Well, you know what? Thank you, Harriet, for listening. Thanks for the question. Harriet gave the question?
Oh, Jennifer.
Thank you, Jennifer, for the question. We appreciate it very much. We love the challenge. Keep them coming, you guys. You'll find us everywhere online because we're that way.
Yeah.
And you know what? Once you found the podcast and you love it, we appreciate that you come back for the next one. So thank you for taking us along for your ride, and ultimately thank you for listening to 90's Now. Still happening.